Forget these budget wireless earbuds, buy these neckbands instead. What's up guys, it's me Pratima. So the wireless earbuds market is growing at a rapid pace and you can get a decent TWS earbuds at literally dirt cheap prices these days. But that affordability comes at a pretty big compromise, from overly bloated sound to mediocre battery life. The majority of budget wireless earbuds compromise a lot. Plus, if you're someone who takes public transport and goes to the gym every day, neckbands is the best audio gadget to have. So in this video, let me talk about the best neckbands under 2000 Indian rupees, starting with Boult's Rockerz 255 Pro Plus. This thing has almost 200,000 4-star plus ratings on Amazon and nearly a million 4-star plus ratings on Flipkart, which is absolutely insane. It's also one of the cheapest neckbands on our list, by the way, since you can get it for around 999 rupees only. But for all its popularity, I think you'll be better off with something else because the Rockerz 255 Pro Plus is just not that nice when it comes to audio quality. Its dark sound signature with a lot of bass that Boult has gone with is simply not the kind of tuning I like. And what's worse is that you're essentially stuck with this sound signature since there is no other equalizer mode to play with either. Also, I found its design to be a little uncomfortable to put on for a while, although there are a few positives to talk about the Rockerz 255 Pro Plus actually.
First of all, its microphone quality is pretty amazing whether you're in a fairly quiet room or even somewhere noisy.
Next up is the Boult Curve Max. It's kind of on the same boat as the 255 Pro Plus, pun intended, in terms of the overall value proposition, but this guy has a few standout features, like for example its dual connection support, which works better than what I've seen on so many high-end wireless earbuds, to be honest. The Boult Curve Max is also a battery champ with around 100 hours of playback time on a full charge, whereas a quick 10 minutes of refill gets me a day's worth of playback as well. But when it comes to audio quality itself, the Curve Max is a little off-putting for my taste. I guess casual music listeners won't have a lot to complain about how this sounds in general, but its narrow soundstage means everything just sounds restricted in a way, and I wish the way it handled the mid-tones, especially the vocals, had a bit more depth and clarity to it.
Oh, and this thing also has the weakest microphone quality out of all the neckbands on our list.
Which brings me to Boult's Rockerz Trinity, and this is the one that I was the most excited to test out, mostly because of its incredible battery life and the fact that it's supposed to sound richer and more powerful than other budget neckbands thanks to its hi-fi DSP. So a digital signal processor, also known as DSP, is basically responsible for how an audio device sounds, as it processes all the incoming digital audio signals. Just think of it as applying an EQ profile at the root level, and a higher quality DSP should essentially result in better sound overall, on top of also being super power efficient. Then again, I was almost immediately annoyed with the sound quality when I first put it on. Turns out it ships with Boult's signature sound profile by default, which sounds like muddy, muffled garbage. But I must say, this guy is a lot more pleasant to listen to after switching to the balanced mode. There is still some emphasis on lower frequencies. The soundstage could have been wider, and I also noticed some bass bleed during the bass drop portions in songs like Kendrick Lamar's Mad City. But the Rockerz Trinity is a pretty decent sounding neckband.
Its microphone is just okayish only, as it comes off a bit harsh, especially while pronouncing sir and ch sounds.
Alright, so far none of the neckbands I've talked about have active noise cancellation, and if ANC is something you really want, then let me bring over the new CMF Neckband Pro. This is the company's very first neckband, which honestly looks rather intimidating on paper. From 50 decibels of hybrid ANC to spatial audio and dual connection support, it's got it all. What's even more impressive is that the CMF Neckband Pro is not the most expensive entry on my list either. But I must say I'm a bit disappointed with its audio quality itself. Even under the balanced mode that's supposed to sound, well, balanced, it's a little too bass heavy for my ears. The mid-range, especially vocals, also don't get proper platform to shine here, while I do not enjoy listening to songs with a lot of dynamics on it either. Like Radiohead's Paranoid Android, for instance. I did manage to get it sounding somewhat better by tinkering with the equalizer a bit, but that is about it. Its noise cancellation works pretty great though, not drastically better than some other neckbands that I will discuss in just a minute, but it gets the job done perfectly fine.
I found the CMF Neckband Pro's audio to be good enough, although it starts to sound muffled when you're someplace noisy, but that's to be expected, I guess.
So if you want a more well-rounded pair of neckbands, then you will have better luck with OnePlus's Bullets Z2 ANC instead. It offers a lot for 2000 rupees. OnePlus says it's using a combination of passive and active noise cancellation to cut up to 45 decibels of outside noise, and for what it's worth, the Z2 ANC does a pretty good job at getting rid of most of the consistent low frequency noises. It does struggle a little with human voices and other sharp noises, but that's not a big deal for something that's this cheap.
I'm fairly happy with its microphone quality too, although it suffers the same troubles as the CMF Neckband Pro.
Okay, as for the audio quality itself, OnePlus has tuned this thing to appeal to as many people as they could. Like with most OnePlus devices, it has a very big emphasis on bass and treble region, and I've got to say this V-shaped tuning sounds good enough in most genres of music. OnePlus also lets me create a custom equalizer to tune it in the way I like. Another thing that I'm fond of about the Bullets Z2 is that it also has a hall switch. Just like on the CMF Neckband Pro, I can just bring the two earpieces together to turn it off or take them apart to turn it on. By the way, OnePlus also sells regular Bullets Wireless Z2 without active noise cancellation for some 1500 rupees, by the way. So if you're on a tighter budget and you don't care about ANC, you can go with that one as well. Okay, so in the number 2 position is the OPPO Enco M32, which is another excellent budget neckband. Here, OPPO went ahead with a more mainstream kind of sound profile with significantly boosted bass than its predecessor, the M31, but I still had a lot of fun listening to my favorite tracks here. Its detail resolution and instrument separation are more than good in whatever song I listen to, but the one thing that kind of bugged me about it is that it comes off a bit sibilant every now and then. Like in Flintwood's Max Dreams, for example, the drum snares at the beginning of the chorus is almost too sharp to listen to, so lowering the volume is all I can do on those occasions.
And I think OPPO could have done a better job with the microphone quality as well. It sounds perfectly fine when there isn't a lot of ambient noise, but go somewhere rowdy and the Enco M32 picks up noise rather easily.
Alright, so finally, my top pick for the best budget neckband is this one, the Realme Buds Wireless 3. It retails at just 1600 rupees in India right now, and the best thing about this thing is how incredibly versatile it is. I mean, it checks literally every box you could imagine from a budget neckband, including excellent audio, great battery life, active noise cancellation, dual connection, and even spatial audio support. I found the last one to be more gimmicky than useful, but I can let Realme off the hook for that. Getting to the sound quality, the Buds Wireless 3 lets me pick from 3 equalizer presets, and the one called Nature Balance sounds pretty great. There's really no false advertising here, as it maintains a good tonal balance with just the right amount of bass to keep up with the energy of the beat. Although I had to create a custom EQ with slightly boosted low frequencies for a more enjoyable listening experience. The Buds Wireless 3 also does a fairly convincing job of shushing most of the persistent low-frequency sounds like those from an HVAC unit, your colleagues chattering in the background, etc. But weirdly enough, I couldn't get used to its noise cancellation since I noticed a pressure-like feeling inside my ears after just a few minutes. It's not like I'm not used to ANC or anything, so I really don't know what's going on here.
Its microphone quality does not disappoint though, no matter how quiet or noisy my surrounding is. So like I said before, the Realme Buds Wireless 3 is an excellent pair of budget neckbands that get a lot of things right.
Okay, so there you have it, guys. My top picks for the best budget neckbands in 2024. I know neckbands have a bit cumbersome design and they are not as easy to store, but I will always advise getting a neckband instead of a pair of budget wireless earbuds. From better audio to better fit, better battery, better microphone, and everything in between, neckbands are a much wiser investment in my opinion. So everybody, that was all for this video. I hope you liked it and I hope it made your purchase decision just a little bit simpler. And if it did, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon. Until then, I'm Pratima. Thank you so much for watching.